Okay, Google, stop the music, please. What up, fam? Welcome to Living for You. It is me, your best friend, your favorite cousin, your favorite uncle, your favorite father. It's me, Dr. Larry. Welcome to the Living for You YouTube channel. Hopefully you're all doing well, but if it's how you look is an indication of what you're feeling, you are doing wonderful. So I want to welcome you all. Come on in, have a seat at the table, enjoy, make yourself comfortable, because we have laid out a plethora for us today to be able to talk about and be able to commune with one another and kind of connect with one another. So welcome. You guys look good. Welcome. Like I said before, I am Dr. Larry Smith. I am the owner of a life coaching practice called Live for You Coaching. I specialize in coaching, helping African American males between the ages of 18 to 40 deal with the past trauma that they just can't quite get over. I help them to realize that everything they need to get over that trauma lies within them. It just requires a shifting and a changing and a cultivating of the thinking, and that helps them move forward. So welcome to those of you who are new here. You know, on this channel we post videos twice a week, every Monday and every Thursday, give or take. Sometimes, a couple of times we've been a little off, but for the most part it's every Monday, and every Thursday we post a video. We come together, we gather for a short while, and we commune, and we indulge each other, and we grow and learn and manifest our highest selves within each other. So I want to say welcome to the newbies, welcome to those who continue to come. I enjoy seeing everyone. We want this to be something huge, so welcome. I only ask one thing. That's it. And that's for you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend, tell two friends, and get them to subscribe, and tell them to tell more people to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you know when things are uploaded. And like I said, that's twice a week. That's on Mondays and on Thursdays. And also go ahead and leave comments and suggestions on things you would like to deal with. Remember, I'm a life coach. I'm a certified life coach. So there's conversations we can have, and we can go deep on some things. Should you choose to, leave a comment, leave a suggestion. We can incorporate some of those things, and maybe even spotlight some of those things here on the channel. So thank you to those of you who are already subscribed, who have already gotten in tune and plugged in with where we're going. You can also follow me and reach out to me on Instagram and on Facebook at Dr. Larry Smith. You can also email me at drlarry@liveforyoucoaching, where you can go out to the website www.liveforyoucoaching.com. There are so many ways and so many things, so many resources, because what I want to see is a massive movement of healthy black men. I want to see a massive movement of healthy black men who are going into the world and changing the lives of people around them, and changing the world for the better. We are more than just the stereotypes. We are more than just what you see in the media. We are more than just what you've heard about us. We are talented. We are educated. We are spiritually gifted. We are powerful. We are magnificent. We are brilliant. And we need more of us who believe that and who know that to exist on this planet. And this is the space. This is a space of many spaces, but this is a space, and we provide coaching so that you can be the best that you can be, because that's the only thing we ask for on this planet of ourselves, I would hope, is that we are better today than we were yesterday, and we keep getting better day by day by day. So welcome. I'm so glad that you guys have came. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to spend this moment right here with me so that we can deal and talk and love on each other. Welcome to the table. Have a seat. Get comfortable. Today we're going to talk about the importance of a healthy spiritual life. The importance of a healthy spirit. Because the reality of it is, whether or not we accept it or not, whether you're an atheist, whether you're a Christian, a Buddhist, a Hindu, a Muslim, no matter what faith you are, because black and brown people come in many faiths all over the world. No matter what faith you are, we have to recognize that there are things that are unseen that are bigger than our physical seen reality. And I'll repeat that. There are things that are unseen that are well bigger than our seen physical reality. And many times we forget that. But there is a huge movement of people all over the world who adhere and acknowledge the spiritual presence of the things unseen. And they take the opportunity to acknowledge that, whether it's on Sunday in a church, or whether it's in a Buddhist temple, or whether it's in a mosque or a synagogue, or even outside in nature, there is a sense of humanity recognizing those unseen things that surround us all the time. For me, as a person, I believe it is spirituality that grounds us. It is spirituality that gives us the foundation to be who we are and to cultivate ourselves from that foundation and spring outward. A little bit about me and my spiritual sense. I am a non-religious, interfaith, multi-religious believer. I consider myself more spiritual. I am an ordained interfaith, non-denominational minister. I am also a theologian by education and by practice. My PhD, my doctorate, is actually in comparative religious thought. I have a master's in religion with my specialty on metaphysical religion, beyond the physical religion. So I have a lot of knowledge, strong knowledge base, and affinity, appreciation, love, and respect for the spiritual, respect for life beyond, or something beyond what we physically can see in front of us. There's so much more to life that we do not understand. And I have devoted my life, my efforts, my own personal walk with just trying to respect that, trying to connect with that. I personally believe that there is peace in the spiritual, right? When you ground yourself in a spiritual place, nothing else can move you from that place. No trauma, no drama, no sadness, no madness. None of that can move you from that place when you ground yourself in a spiritual place, right? And so because of that, I tend to try to be as grounded spiritually as I could possibly be from my perspective, my human perspective. I think spirituality is the foundation, or should be the foundation, of who you are. So what if you're not a religious person, or what if you don't believe in the divinity and God? You can still ground yourself in knowing that there is energy, that there is presence, that there is some force, whether you call it God or whatever, that permeates through all of everything, and that includes our lives. Just breathe in the oxygen. You can't see it, but you know that its presence is vital to your very life. So if you can believe in oxygen, you can believe in something bigger, some energy that supersedes beyond. So religion doesn't necessarily matter in the quest of grounding yourself in a spiritual or energetic foundation. There's a huge difference between religion and spirituality. Note that when I talked about myself, I didn't refer to myself as religious, right? Because religious denotes that I have a certain religious belief, and that this is what I believe in, and this is what I guide my life by, and these are my only principles. However, because I believe personally that I can get something of value from every religion that exists on this planet, I do not confine my entire spiritual walk on religion. My goal is to trace and to find and to connect to a spiritual presence. And I believe that it is important for people, and particularly Black men, to be grounded in spirituality. Whatever your spiritual quest may be, but to ground your existence in that. Because when you're grounded in spirituality, no trauma or drama, sadness or madness can remove you from your stillness. And you think about that place. So for me, I consider myself spiritual because my quest isn't religion. My quest is spirituality for my personal life. I'm a religious scholar. I'm a religious theologian who studied many, many, many religions. But for my personal, I dive into the spirit And so for that, when I was doing my research, I was able to sit in synagogues and temples and mosques and in prayer circles and out in nature and in churches of various denominations and not feel a move in my spirit, something grieving in my spirit. Actually, my spirit was able to connect and to plug in to each of those different experiences, allowing me to find spirit in all of them. And I can see why millions, if not billions of people on the planet gravitate towards some religious faith, whatever their respective faith, because there's the connection of spirit that we seek. And when we're seeking that connection of spirit, we seek it in multiple ways. And many people find their spirit as uniquely as they find their identity. So we're as unique spiritually as we are our thumbprints, our DNA, and all of those other things. And that is very, very important. I believe it is important for men of all people in a society to ground themselves in spirit. Because here's the thing. Generally, in many societies, most societies are patriarchal, which means that the man is the head of the society. That is just the way it's been. It's definitely that way here in the Western world, but you see that in many instances outside of the Western world, that men are the head of the society. If you are the head of the society, it is very important for you to be grounded in spirit, to be unmovable, to be resoundingly coming and emanating spirit, because you have to be careful. Right? You have to have a society that is based on balance, fairness, honesty, truth, peace. I believe that one of the reasons for the many wars throughout human history has been this absence of male leaders grounded in spirituality. I personally also believe that it is very easier, or at least it's much easier, should I say, for women to be grounded in spirituality for several reasons. Women incubate life. They are the first, they are the source of birth. They are the source of life, which is a very spiritual practice. And I believe that those women are the ones who guide society along in the spirit. And so with that, it's easy for life givers and bearers of humanity to be spiritually connected because they have a direct connection to the creator, to the source, to spirit, and to nature. It's almost like women are the intermediary of the spirit world of non-existence into the physical world of existence, literally of people. So I believe it's very much easier for women to be spiritual, but I believe men, it's vitally important for men to do the work, to be able to have a spiritual sense. And black men, in our community, there are many things that plague our community. We easily have religion. The black community is resoundingly religious, and there are many churches all over the country that are evidence of this. But religion is not spirituality. There has to be a groundedness in spirituality in which you don't allow the humanness. And religion is part of the humanness that divides us. Spirituality unites us, and it's a grounded place to be. So there are many ways in which a person, a man, can connect to his spirit. What are ways that things that men can do to connect to their spirit, since being connected to it and diving in it and living from a spiritual center is so important? There are many ways. I have a few I use. I'll talk about some of them, and perhaps I might even do a video on a few of them at a later date specifically and just kind of highlight them because they are important to me. There are several ways. One of which is through things, for example, like essential oils. Essential oils, right? Smells. Your olfactory senses are very important. If you think about it, you can trace memories and transcend time, future and past in your thoughts from your smells. And so there are several different smells that can create a spiritual connection to the world. One of which is, of course, rose, and rose oil is a very good cleansing spiritual component to it. But you also have things like lavender. And of course, as I'm speaking, I'm going to post different things that tell you the different components of, like, say, rose and oil and lavender. Lavender also has a very grounded spiritual component. It gives life. It has different things to it. Lemon, citrus, limes, oranges. The citrus smell lemon has a very spiritual component. Now, when you mix lemon and lavender, maybe rose, the whole energy of the smell is creating something different, right? It's creating something different. It's moving. You're actually engaging and interacting your environment and shifting the energy. Now, I know some of the things I'm talking about that traditional religionists or traditionalists who study religion don't always want to acknowledge or even approve of. I actually can recall within the last few weeks that there was a minister, a well-known minister, Jamal Bryant, right, down at New Birth in Atlanta. Well-known minister was talking against things like burning sage and incense and oils and other things. But what I felt when he said that is I was deeply saddened, because that is our ancestry. We as Africanized people, prior to colonialism and prior to outsiders coming in with their religion, their Christianity, their Islam, their different faiths, we were naturalists, we were spiritualists, we were grounded in our surroundings and connected to them on a major level. And so there were thousands of different religions, most of which in Africa were natural, were grounded in the earth, were spiritual in the sense where they burned sage and they burned incense types of things and leaves and myrrh and frankincense. You go to the Bible, and here I'm going to put something up where you can see that. You go to the Bible, and there are many aspects of traditional African spirituality or traditional early spirituality that existed prior to Christianity that are embedded in the Bible, that we see all the time in our churches today, that people don't know that they come from traditional cultivated religions that were closely connected to who we are, grounded spiritually with nature and in the earth. And so for someone to say those things are from the devil or they're evil is a total colonial mindset. Colonialism took away the spirituality of a lot of people. And now, in current times, there are people who are going back to African spirituality. There are people going back to Native American traditions who want to know more about it. We're realizing that certain old foods that we used to eat in Africa and in Native American communities and certain practices that we had were actually better for our health. As Africanized people in the Americas, these were practices that were better for our health, that allow our people to sustain for thousands of years prior to any European colonialism. So I just kind of brush off what Pastor Jamal Bryant is saying. I respect him, but I respectfully disagree from pushing people away from our natural spiritual practices. So when I say things like essential oils, don't think with the church religiosity. Think with the spiritual sense. You're connecting with spirit, and it's a way of connecting. Another way to connect with spirit is through candles. You'll see I have candles and I have stones and crystals. I carry a crystal as I'm talking all the time. It's for the energetic. They capture, especially the crystals capture the negativity or the toxic energies and release positive light energies into the planet. And I can actually feel, as I rub my stone as I'm talking to you, a heightened sense of energy. A positive energy, a good energy, a white, clear, clean energy that I can feel, and it gives me clarity as I'm thinking, as I'm talking to you. So candles do the same. Lighting a white candle is a purification thing, right? It's about purifying the environment. Lighting green candles denote growth in nature. A lot of people use green candles for things like money. Lighting a red candle is for passion and for love and for emotion. And so when people are trying to get closer, they gravitate to red candles because they emanate energy. And there is evidence of this in all kinds of things that we see. There have been studies done that's been pseudoscience, that's been pseudo-religious, that's been religious, that's been scientific, that shows the power components of crystals and candles and different things. So that's another way to get in addition to essential oils and the various different ones of those, you can have candles and crystals and things. My favorite way of getting connected to spirit and grounding myself spiritually is through meditation. Meditation is vital to me. Meditation isn't an option for me. Meditation is something that I believe that every day of my life I begin and I end with a short meditation, usually about 15 minutes. I'll close my eyes, clear my mind, relax, concentrate on my breathing. I might have music playing in the background or whatever, but the purpose is for me to get aware of my inner spirit, my higher self, my God, my divinity, my connection to it, so that I can walk and talk and breathe and believe and live in the spirit, right? So meditation helps me to remember to get connected to it. And then, of course, connected to meditation, of course, would be prayer. To me, prayer is also just like meditation. It's not recommended, it's required for me. So I pray. I'm incessantly praying. Even when sometimes I'm walking and I'm just thinking, I'm praying, having a conversation with my higher power, with my God, with my source, in a way of trying to connect and stay connected and stay grounded so that I don't get knocked off. So that not every trauma and drama, every sadness and madness move me off of my space. Right? So these are just a few ways. Essential oils changes the environment, brings in a spiritual sense through the nose and through smells. Candles and crystals are physical things that you can see and that adds light to or adds energy through to different things. Meditation is powerful in that it connects you directly to spirit, right along with prayer, acknowledging. You can be atheist and do these things because all you're doing is really acknowledging your highest consciousness. God is the highest consciousness to me, to ever, of anything. The highest consciousness is God. And of course, as humans, we can only get so much towards that, but we do have an ability to at least get a sense of it for a short while, or to do things to attract and to bring it around us. You ever notice that when you close your eyes, you clear your mind, and you just go silent, how it fills with something? Usually it fills with noise and thoughts and things that we want to get rid of or things that we don't like or bad memories or whatever. But when you intentionally clear your mind and just disallow any of that to come in, there is spirit only present. And you feel it. You'll feel it. You'll feel it from your head down to your arms, down to your fingertips, down to the tips of your toes, through your legs. You will feel that presence of spirit. And that's a grounded place to be. And I believe that all black men should be grounded and rooted in spirit. It is important to us. It should be part of our everyday thing that we ground ourselves in the spirit, which is totally tangible. You know, you can't see it, right? But you know when it's there. You know that feeling, those of you who go to church all the time, when you get the Holy Spirit and you're feeling the energy. You know that spirit when you're in your mosque and you're saying your prayers and you're feeling the energy, or you're in the temple meditating, or you're in the synagogue praying. You know that the feelings that you get, that's spirit. And you can have that anytime. It's free. It doesn't cost you nothing. You don't have to tithe or give a donation. You can just go there where you want to go, when you want to go there at any moment. And that is it. I told y'all it was going to be a good one, you know, because like I said, you know, I'm a deeply spiritual person. I am a spiritual coach. So obviously I believe spirit is essential to us. And even if you're an atheist, there is a higher self that you should strive to try to contact and try to be with, whether or not you deify it or whether or not you personify it. There is a sense of there's greater, whether it's just walking in nature and seeing that there's greater actually physically in front of you. Mountains are bigger than us. The ocean is bigger than us. It's a lot more powerful than us. And so acknowledging that power. You don't have to be Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu, or even Jew to acknowledge those things. Those of us who are, we're good. We enjoy that, doing it through that way, but we can also acknowledge it through nature as well. The goal is to contact your spirit. to ground yourself. To ground yourself. I believe in it. I know for a fact by personal experience that it is definitely a mandatory thing for all people, but in particularly for Black men. If we can ground ourselves, then we can start to build from there, because that's a foundation that is unshakable. That is a foundation that no trauma or drama, no sadness or madness can move you from. And so until the next time, I will see you in the next video.